like 125 sort of time. So it's gonna be like their execution's gonna be top notch. It's just gonna be really about that routing and efficiency and gambles. So here we go.
And we get started. Funny enough, on the Switch match that they had, Uncle said, it seems like we've done this before, so this was kind of prophetic, wasn't it?
Yeah, looks like we're going to be racing away to the castle here. As always, we are playing standard randomized swords, so be interesting to see what we find here at Uncle, and that may decide their strategies going forward.
Last time they did this, they got Hammer as their start. I kind of want to see Bombs, just to see their execution really come out. So that's something I'm excited to see, if they have it.
Yeah, I think Bombs and Cane of Burna are definitely some of the harder execution items. And there's the Cane of Burna, so got to really manage that magic well. Obviously need to look for Bombs, because we do want to get those last few items and escapes. So going to be taking out some of these guards here, picking up some magic probably to replenish as best we can.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to farm anything with Cane of Burna since it uses your magic up so quickly. But it does make for defeating the enemies easier as they always get knocked north. So that's something any player can keep in mind.
It looks like ACM is being a little bit more aggressive here by only killing one of the guards so far. He is just, you know, going on through. He is not really worrying about killing any of these guys right now. Not even using any of these pots, so maybe hoping to find some bombs in a chest or, you know, on the green guard on the way to Zelda's cell.
Yeah, I mean, between that and kind of getting the second surprise chance, I think he's really going to be giving Zero a run for his money here.
Yeah, when you're at the best of the best, basically, you gotta take every second seriously.
Oh yeah, not even that. I kind of dread fighting ACM again when you beat him, because then it's just going to get better. And then it's just going to be like, oh, whoa, mama. I think Zero's up for the challenge, though. Absolutely and definitely. Me, on the other hand, I would not want to be in that position.
Well, fortunately, we get to just watch and enjoy and speculate. So, I mean, what do you think we might see in this seed? What do you want to see out of these runners and this matchup? And this extends not just to you, but anybody watching. You know, think about what do you want to see out of these guys?
I'm looking. I mean, we're gonna see some top-notch execution no matter what. I know when I was watching originally, they got a lot of items handed to them pretty easily in their last seed. I want to see them work for it a little bit this time.
All right, so maybe a little slowdown on the seed, maybe a late moon pearl or some bow or flippers or something locked away somewhere. That could be fun.
Yeah, something that's really going to test them. I wouldn't normally, pitch that in a match, but where these two are just so dang good, I want to see some of this, all the top-notch stuff here.
Yeah, I really love when the seed tends to open up pretty quickly and we can see the runners go off in some interesting directions, but I think it could be cool if the seed converges at some point and in some weird and interesting directions.
And even if it gets weird for one of them this time, it is still best 2 out of 3 in this part of the tournament here, so there's always room to play a little bit of catch-up.
Absolutely. We see ACM starting to use those pots to try to get some bombs. No such luck. zer0rush working on it now. He's killed a couple more enemies, but still no prize for him. Gonna have to rely on some of these enemies in the sewers, which there are some magic pots available here, so might see these guys go out of their way to do that since the Burna magic is fairly limited.
An interesting little idea. In the first room where they have the water, I tend to notice them, a lot of the mice bunched up in the upper right corner, so that might be a really quick way to farm if they know that.
It's a fantastic opportunity. Oh, ACM using the pot there to get a bomb drop right at the door. That is perfect for him.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
All good. But there is one more chest here, and it has its bomb upgrade, but not any bombs.
Yeah, you don't get any bombs out of that one, unfortunately. But nice to have.
Absolutely. Let's see if zer0rush is going to kill any enemies. It does not appear he's killing any just yet. He might just track down that rat and kill it, and then use the remainder of his magic to kill any other rats that he finds. Hopefully, he can find a bomb to kind of equalize this.
Yeah, back of escape is not really something that's easily worked back, and so yeah, he's definitely gonna want to get that.
Ooh, he barely gets it there. That is so clutch. Of course, the back of escape yielding no value here, really. Maybe a little bit of money. I guess we have enough to buy bombs, but not too great.
Yeah, well, money's not that bad early on anyway, because then you need 100 for the bottle vendor, 50 for bombs, and then if you're going to check Zori, you need the big 500 for whatever likely trash he may has, but you never know what he's got. And ACM finishing up at about 6 minutes in, and zer0rush not that far behind now.
Just 20 rupees here in the sanctuary, so I mean, speaking of Zora, there are options to, you know, set up Houlihan and farm up rupees, but I think these guys are going to go straight for the lucrative areas of the game. Kakariko, Lost Woods. I think ACM tends to like to skip the lumberjack check, but it looks like zer0rush is opting to actually go up there and check it out. As long as I mean, while you're here, you can also farm up from the trees, see what they give, and hey, single rupees, not great.
Yeah, it's not that bad of an idea, though. You get a couple of checks, and if you know you need to do Aga before your opponent does, that's always a nice thing to know ahead of time to plan your route out. Not so much in the forest, unfortunately.
Yeah, but only 10 arrows over at Lumberjack, so not going to have to do Aghanim for that reason. But we may need to kill Aghanim to get into the Dark World, or potentially some other very niche situations that could come up.
Yeah, there are some ugly points where you do have to go beat Aga. I had a difficult one in a practice seat of my own that I hope never comes up for any player again.
Yeah, you can have some weird things where Pyramid Fairy has hammer, and you don't want any of that. But it looks like ACM's going to be going for the purchasing of bomb strategy, although finds 3 here in the tavern. So we'll see if he decides to use those first.
Yeah, I think he is going into Crazy Chicken Lady's hut.
Perfect. So he can use all 3 bomb. Oh, well, spoke too soon. But he tossed a bomb in the wrong direction and kind of wasted a bomb. I was going to say he could use all 3 of those bombs here in Kakariko, but now he's going to be 1 short for the well or Blind's house, whichever one he visits second, so may end up going and buying bombs after all.
Animal cruelty, animal cruelty.
Shoutouts to Chicken Clip.
And here we go. We're going to be checking the well area.
Yeah, 5 items here, 5 more in Blind's house. This will really kind of more than likely guide where we're going. They're those gloves, so I guess missing the back of escape wasn't the worst thing in the world, but hey, they both got it. And there's a moon pearl. Ooh.
Boy, we're finding some sweet stuff in here. Oh, and he didn't even have to buy bombs after all.
Stacked with bombs. I mean, since they did find the 10 bomb upgrade, you know, stocking up on bombs isn't the worst thing in the world when our only weapon is a blue cane for now, and we don't have any magic at the moment, so those bombs will probably come in handy at some point.
Oh yeah. If they don't find anything in Kakariko and got to do mini Moldorm Cave, then bombs are going to come in handy, definitely.
Absolutely, and we are glove upgrade or a hammer away from being able to get to the Dark World pretty early on here. There's a blue mail.
So not a whole heck of a lot there so far, except for the gloves and the Moon Pearl for progression, but Blue Mail is always nice to have, especially when you don't have a lot of hearts. It almost doubles your health.
Yeah, and logically, those don't really help out too much. It gives access to Zora, obviously access to the back of Escape, but we already did that. And gives access to Death Mountain, but it's still a sequence break to get up there without the lamp. So, Glove's not necessarily doing too much for us right now, but we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it's tricky to follow the logic, but both of these runners, I would assume, are completely comfortable with dark rooms, so they would, I would not be surprised to see dark rooms just plowed right through. Just an arrow upgrade at the race, and ACM saves and quits, and I'm assuming that means we're going to go check Swamp and Mini Moldorm Cave.
Did zer0rush skip the Bottle Merchant?
No, he got that a little earlier. He got the shield.
Oh, right, okay, he got the shield. He has a lot more money than ACM, and I'm curious where that all came from.
I would guess the Hylian stock market, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
Oh, it was the crab. The crab delivered him tons of money. So that's actually a huge advantage.
And ACM gets his mitts on the mitts in the swamp area chest.
Okay, so Dark World access immediately. We can actually beat Thieves Town right now. It's kind of tight with the blue cane to be able to do that with a full magic bar, but you can actually beat it. Can't get the chest, the big chest, without the hammer, but that's kind of an interesting play that is on the table now.
Yeah, I know some people will not go into Thieves Town without that hammer, so I'm not sure if either of these players are willing to do that, but we'll see.
ACM saying hello to the hole there in Mini Moldorm Cave. And get it out of the system early.
Better early than late.
Oh, the double.
And what we got for us in here, Mini Moldorm Cave? We got fetch quest and money.
Got a lot of nothing and a fetch quest. Yeah, dig up some dreams over at the Haunted Grove. Sounds
I
like
can
some
dig
fun. Yeah.
And I'm thinking ACM is going toward Ice Rod Cave to see if you can find something here.
Yeah, certainly a fine time to do it. Not really another good time to route this in. Unless we do end up finding the flute. So this is a good opportunity to do that. And we may see some fake flippers afterwards. We can check the hobo. We can check actually the waterfall fairy cave because we do have the moon pearl. So that could allow a walk on water here. But it looks like zer0rush is saying no to Ice Rod and any of that.
And a good move too, because it was just the single blasted arrow.
Just the single arrow dream right there, but zer0rush not missing out. So it looks like both of these players are going to be making their way to the Village of Outcasts. Seems like a fine play right now.
Don't blame them. Have we had a map check? I don't believe I've seen a map check so far, but we may see one when we get into Dark World too. But it definitely seems like that's Dark World's kind of where the logic is taken. There we go. We got a red pendant in Skull Woods and green pendant in Swamp.
It looks like Mire and Turtle Rock are crystals 5 and 6 respectively. So that does limit some of the things that could be at the Pyramid Fairy. Typically those dungeons are kind of later in the mix.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. I can't see the runner trying for that one. And both of them dipping into Skull Woods now. 2 items to find here.
get the big key early on, so that's not a bad thing. We can do a bomb jump over to the big chest. Ideally, they actually find a key or some good item here, because this key, wow, this thing, can get them through this door and continue making progress here.
There's still a good lot to look over in Skull Woods, even with 2 of the chests. Hey, there's one of them, red mail. That's nice to have.
That's really nice to have. And looks like zer0rush is going to go get his key. Now the question is, do you check that statue chest? Looks like ACM is going for it. It can be a little bit tricky. Also has to watch his health, sitting on only 1 heart. zer0rush also going to go for this chest. Now the fire rod, we can't check the back of Skull Woods, so if this does not have the item here in the middle of Big Key chest, then one of the items is blocked by fire rod.
And zer0rush making some nice use of that Cane of Burna there, and ACM doing some nice Gibdo dodging.
Yeah, they're both doing some really fantastic dodging here. Dodging the Wall Master, dodging the Gibdos, using the Blue Cane, all that kind of stuff gets the job done for only a map.
And a Death Warp there. I'm guessing that's what ACM was going for in the first place.
This is some fantastic game knowledge from zer0rush here. He can dip into this room and grab a full magic decanter, so he'll be ready with that Blue Cane when he needs to. Looks like he was setting up the Death Warp, but the hand got him, so he'll be out of here now.
Well, it's nice that the Wall Master was giving him a hand. I mean, most enemies aren't that nice.
Seriously.
And we're getting a bumper cave check. Nice way to route that in there.
Only $100. We don't have the cape. Not really going to be worrying about that right now. zer0rush deciding, you know what? I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to go straight into Village of Outcasts, check out what's in Sea House, probably peek at the Bomb Hut and the chess game, and maybe we'll see a Thieves Town play.
Yeah, definitely possible. Like you said, it is. It's not full clearable, but they can clear it with 4 hearts. I think these 2 could do it in 4 hearts.
Ooh. Okay, I was like, is zer0rush leaving? But he is going to the Bomb Hut. I think he's just taking a safe path because he's at 1 heart. ACM's going straight into Thieves Town, so here we go.
Yeah, you got the possibility of 3 items right in that front, and the 4th is always having that big key, which we just found.
Now, the issue here for ACM is he doesn't have the magic to beat Blind, and it is a kind of tough fight. Oh, but he has a hammer! Wow, what a find.
Oh, beautiful right there. That was a good dip right there. And with that doing Tempered Sword damage, wonky hitbox or not, that is a great boon at this point where they don't really have a whole lot of stuff.
And zer0rush is electing not to go to Thieves, got a bug net out of the chess game, and is heading towards the digging game. So he is likely, doing the south loop towards Hype Cave, hoping to find the hammer, so that he can actually come back and do Thieves Town, which is a required crystal. So, I mean, all this is good news for ACM. But we'll see if maybe zer0rush finds some boots or something that could help him traverse through Thieves Town a little faster. Or maybe a sword.
True. If zer0rush does want to go back into Thieves Town, he does have the mitts to get up there. But it's kind of a mean little seed trick putting making the hammer there to make it full clearable. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, definitely. It is a bit cruel, but sometimes just peeking at the first 4 chests can pay off. Maybe ACM intended to try to full clear this, but without the magic, it's a tough sell.
Yeah,
it worked out for him.
I could see him noping out temporarily. I don't know. There's a couple of ways to go about this, so I'm really curious to see what he's going to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, hammer blind with 4 hearts. Fortunately, we have red mail, so that helps a little bit, but this is gonna be a tough fight as well, so it's gonna put him to the test.
And a glove upgrade, a arrow upgrade from Stumpy.
Taking our frog friend for a tour. We are going to have to save and quit with this guy because we don't have the mirror right now, but that is completely within the logic, maybe even the mirrors at the dwarves. But we are heading to the awesome hype cave with 5 items here for zer0rush. So can we get some hype going for hype cave? I'm excited.
I'm hype for hype this hype cave. Let's see what happens. Hype or gripe? Let's find out. Pickpocketing the thief for 300 rupees.
Hey, there's a lamp and a shield. Not too shabby. I mean, lamp is always a nice thing to have. That's our first fire source, which could come into play pretty quickly.
That, and it puts the dark rooms back in logic too.
Yeah, we can head up to Death Mountain. Can't do a lot there just yet, but maybe with that hook shot in Blind Cell, we can get up to the east side of Death Mountain and check a ton of items both in the Light World and the Dark World. And in addition to that, we can get to Tower of Hera.
Oh my goodness, this run into Thieves Town is so working out for ACM. This is incredible.
This has been a huge payoff for ACM. Now, zer0rush is in the vicinity of Village of Outcasts. He's just a portal away after delivering this dwarf, so we might see him go back for that Thieves Town dip because, you know, options are starting to be limited for him.
Oh, and ACM's gonna go for it. This is gonna be a heck of a fight here.
This is definitely a tough one. He has a small magic meter right now, so he's gonna be relying on that hammer. 3 hits per phase, 3 phases. Gotta get all 9 hits in. Gotta dodge all these heads and fireballs. Hammer has like a really small hitbox, but he's doing a fantastic job so far.
Oh yeah, he's following the script as best as he can. And this is where it's going to get hairy. He hasn't taken a hit yet. 2 more hits. Flawless victory. This is the kind of stuff that we want to see in the brackets. Nicely done, ACM, getting the first crystal.
And zer0rush grabbing the first medallion of the game, grabbing Quake in the Haunted Grove, putting that shovel to work, so a really nice find there. But man, that was an insane fight from ACM. Major props for that one.
I think we can call it Hype Thieves Town this time. That was incredible. I'd 11 out of 10 that.
Seriously. So it looks like ACM is going to be thorough here and clean up the rest of Village of Outcasts. We'll see if he heads south and grabs his lamp, but it's probably a pretty attractive offer for him.
Yeah, just finding Big Red in a bomb hut, that cinnamon flavor, don't sit well with him, especially with him been finding so many of them.
Meanwhile, we got zer0rush escorting the old man right now, so he is going to go up the mountain. We can collect the item on the old man, we can look at what's on Spectacle Rock, and we can collect the item inside of Spectacle Rock. But can't do much else with the items that he has on hand.
Yeah, it's going to make... I think when he goes back into Thieves Town, he's going to be a little bit frustrated that he could have done a lot more up in here.
Definitely. And you got to think that ACM is certainly considering going up Death Mountain very soon.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that one bit. Get the Diggy game out of the way at least, so there's... I think he's just kind of getting as much stuff as he can out of the way first, and then I can see the Death Mountain play going.
Yeah, it's really solid routing. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Appetizing full heart there when you're sitting on 4, but there's a lot of time invested in picking that up, so zer0rush says no, and he's off to do something else. Maybe check out the Sahasrahla in Eastern area.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. I never know what's in Sahasrahla's closet.
Yeah, 3 quick items there. We could potentially get 3 more in Eastern Palace, but we could also just get 2, and 1 could be hiding on Armos. Since we don't have the bow, we can't actually clear the dungeon, but with the lamp, it does put the dark rooms in logic.
Oh yeah, and there's also the possibility of finding all 3 items beforehand as well, since there's only that one that's locked behind Armos Knights.
Exactly.
Great use of that hookshot there. Hookshot is one of those things you definitely like to have early on because it does pick up your speed a little bit. ACM pretty much knowing every little thing that you can hook that hookshot onto.
Anything that you can do to get a little bit of an edge against such a tough competitor, I mean, you just gotta play each advantage the best you can, and ACM's execution pulled him through Thieves Town to get that hammer and the hookshot. Got pretty fortunate with that, but now he's gonna pick up a lamp, and we'll see where he goes from here.
Oh yeah, definitely top-notch execution there. I mean, he was wearing a black hood, I'm willing to bet you. Gets his lamp now, and we're going to see what's in the first chest you can get in Eastern for zer0rush.
Just a compass, so if we do find that map, that means Armos will have the last item of Eastern Palace.
Which is definitely a rough thing if you know you have an item and you can't do anything about it.
ACM with some fantastic routing here, remembering that he does have the shovel, is going to be delivering the dwarf from the south route here through Kakariko. So he's going to be able to pick up that Quake medallion on the way, so that kind of equalizes that advantage. So ACM is just sitting pretty with a crystal and, you know, the hookshot and the hammer in hand.
And zer0rush only finding 50 rupees as the first item out of 3 in Eastern, so not that great of a find quite yet, but still 2 more items to find. And smooth clear for zer0rush on that Stalfos room, and picking up the sword.
Ooh, I think this is really good for zer0rush, because I think this will give him the confidence to go into Thieves Town.
I think so too.
And go for the fight, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to go into Thieves Town and mess around without really much of anything, so I can see that too.
I mean, that's certainly a good reason to put off Thieves Town. It's like, I don't have a good weapon right now to beat blind. Like, the blue cane works, but, you know, you're tight on the magic. You really have to make every single tick of that blue cane count. And if you mess it up, then you just have to redo the fight entirely. So now that he's a sword, I mean, I think we'll probably see him head there pretty quickly.
And the great thing is, too, with blind, it's good because blind doesn't take any extra damage from sword upgrades. It's always going to be 9 hits. So even if you go in with just the Uncle Sword, it doesn't matter. You're still doing the same damage.
Exactly. And sword does some interesting things too, like activates that Quake medallion. Now, I don't expect us to really need to do that anytime soon, but, you know, if ACM puts off Eastern and a lot of the swords are hidden in crazy places, that could give zer0rush a big advantage.
True, though the hammer does do the tempered sword damage, so I can see ACM being comfortable putting it off for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Damage-wise, it's fine, but I'm talking about, like, activating medallions. Or,
oh,
like,
yeah, good.
You need to get to the back of Skull Woods or something. You know, like, there's some minor niche cases where that sword really, like, is important logically.
Yeah, good point. I don't know why I spaced out on that one. Thank you.
But again, we don't have to really worry about that right now. Looks like ACM's, once again being throw here, decided to do hammer pegs and pick up the purple chest. So he's just knocking all this stuff out real quick. But again, he has that whole Death Mountain to look forward to. Maybe we'll see him pop into Agana's Cave as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. You're right there. Why not?
zer0rush about to get his payday here in Thieves, so he is definitely on the right path.
And we're getting a check of Desert Ledge as well. What's it got for us today? Another big red.
Certainly good to have that information. If something important was sitting up there, you have peace of mind. You don't have to worry about that at all.
Sometimes peace of mind is a good item, but when you're coming across, if you're getting one of those seeds where it seems like it's starting to have every big 20 in the game popping up, you do get a little bit frustrated with that, at least if you're me anyway.
Well, I guess the single green rupees is something you might get frustrated over in Agnes Cave, but looks like ACM has some other plans in mind. Where are you going? I think we're probably going up Death Mountain. I want to say that that's what he's doing here.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It is out of the... Oh, we got Eastern, of course, and we got Hera's a crystal dungeon. Didn't see what desert was, though.
That's our last pendant. So our pendants are Desert Palace with the blue pendant, Skullwoods with the red pendant, and Swamp Palace, good old Swamp Palace with our green pendant. And we are a mirror and a flippers away from being able to enter Swamp Palace. So still a little ways to go, but if you see those items come up, you might want to get excited for some Swamp Palace action.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them, even if it is even if it's green pendant, that does open up potential for 7 items. And if I remember correctly, I believe there's an 8% chance of Sahasrara having something, so it could very well be in the realm of possibility.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. zer0rush about halfway through Thieves Town, and he's done a lot of the overworld checks, so, I mean, honestly, he might be in a fine position here. Because he has that sword. That sword is just such a nice luxury to have.
Oh yeah, it's like, if you've played the main game a lot like I did beforehand, it's like you forget how nice it is to actually have a sword until you've gone without it in the randomizer, and then you're like, what am I doing? I need a sword.
Definitely. But ACM about to check very lucrative area of the game, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a sword here or some sort of progression that leads us somewhere. Because we need some more items for this seed. We definitely need the bow to be able to complete Pod and get through Ganon's Tower. We're looking for both the Fire Rod and the Ice Rod. We don't know the medallion requirements just yet for Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. Red Cane is required for both of those dungeons. We're a bit iffy on if we need the mirror, flippers, and boots, but flippers are required in the logic, and of course we need that flute to get to the Misery Mire area, in addition to one more sword upgrade. So still a ton of game to go. 30 minutes into the scene.
Oh yeah, zer0rush getting his hook shot, and now that ACM is over this way and has the Titan's Mitt, he can opt to go into hookshot. Okay, there's our mirror.
Very interesting. And a sword. Wow. Nice payoff here from Paradox.
Yeah, and we still have Hookshot Cave left to go check out, too. And we get a little jaunt in the Spiral Cave, and Zero... Oh, yeah. Zero's got this with the sword now.
Right on script for the first 2 phases. Working on the third here. Ooh, a little off script, but he's got that fire shield blocking some shots. Not too bad.
Oh, that was still beautiful, though. I mean, one hit aside, that was still awesome anyway. Kudos and
absolutely.
Good job.
Yeah. He honestly, I think, did it faster than ACM did it with the hammer, because the hammer, has a slow, wind-up time and knockback and all that kind of stuff, so... Gains a little ground there, but he did have to come back for Thieves Town. But I'm sure he's happy he did it, because he got handsomely rewarded, and we'll likely see him go up the mountain here soon.
One more jaunt up the mountain, which being able to go right instead of up, that kind of takes care of things. So ACM not finding much in Spiral Cave, but we're hopping into Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Will not bother going to the Death Mountain Island, as it only has another big red there.
Yeah, and with the mirror in hand, definitely a good thing to check to make sure you know if you need it or not. zer0rush just going to go ahead and save and quit with the chest. Certainly a smart move. All right, 2 items here in Super Bunny. What we got?
Just a left ventricle and 50 rupees.
Now, it looks like we have a lot of money, so, I mean, that doesn't mean Zora is required, but that is an available location since we do have a lift. So, that is certainly something in the logic and maybe could be grouped in with Catfish at some point.
That is a good idea. If they don't end up getting flippers anytime soon, that would be a good chance to check out Zora. Silver arrows and Hookshot Cave. Beautiful thing.
Certainly a nice thing, but without a bow, not so useful at the moment. But once that Ganon fight comes up, they'll be happy they have it.
Oh yeah, as a player who isn't as skilled, those silver arrows to me are a blessing, and it also just speeds up the Ganon fight, as you said. So, totally brained on the Turtle Rock what they needed.
Yeah, seeing if I can catch it on it's Ether.
All right, so we need Ether Medallion there, and we'll have to see what Mire holds for us.
All right, zer0rush about to grab his mirror, and he will have the Master Sword, which is another interesting upgrade because it does allow you to collect those tablet items if we do end up finding the book. And it just does a good bit more damage, so he will have that advantage for the moment.
That, and it's a requirement to beat the game, as you do need at least Master Sword to beat Ganon, so. And a flute in Tower of Hera. Amazing.
That is absolutely amazing. That is our way into Desert Palace and to the Misery Mire area. So that is a fantastic find. I imagine zer0rush will be finding that fairly soon as well. So the game really wanted them to go up here to Death Mountain. Just tons of items here.
Trolldorm beckons you. But yeah, Hera, pretty quick. 2 items. One of them found already. And it looks like ACM's going to take the drop-in way this time. You can take Hookshot if you have it, though. If you want to.
Yeah, or you see some players decide to do a bomb jump, which can be a bit risky. But he's just going to drop in on this chest and get a full heart. So there's your 2 items for Hera.
Thankfully, there's going to be no Trolldorm's dying breath, as I call it, where he leaves you a key, and then you go down to the basement and collect trash.
That is really nice. We can just get done with this dungeon. I'm sure we're going to see some hammer strats coming up here from ACM, and then just move right along. We might see a spike cave check after this as well. We do have that blue cane that we found, right at the beginning of the game. Try to get through there.
And ACM making easy work of our friend Trolldorm. Stop your chittering, buddy, and give us a compass. So that is the second of 2 crystals there, and as you said, we may see a spike cave check. Both of these plays have been pretty on point so far, and I think that's where ACM is going.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're here. I don't think there's a better time to check it. I mean, you can save and quit and go back to the old man and climb the mountain again, but this is certainly the best time to check and see what this is, and if it is amazing, that time investment will pay off.
Good use of the hookshot to get some iframes in there to go a little farther.
Definitely save a bit on your magic, since you're probably saving and quitting anyways to get your health back. Just more money, though. So I imagine we're going to see a flute activation. We're going to head to the Mire area, kind of follow the breadcrumbs is the way this has been going so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very good follow the logic steed so far. So that's been pretty cool.
Now, if Mire is Quake, the interesting thing is, like, we can go in. We don't have Red Cane to actually complete this dungeon. So, I mean, what do you do? What's the play to make? That'll be really interesting to see. And Desert's a pendant. That's like not as attractive, but you know what other options do we have? We can go to Pod maybe. We can go to Pyramid Catfish Zora.
That really is a tough call. If you're gonna go into Mire and you're gonna like fully commit to it, there is the option of jumping into Desert real quick and checking out that first part, even though you could get boots locked out of it pretty quickly, considering they don't have the Pegasus boots, so they may not do that. It's a tough call. It really is.
It really is. And then we also got that mirror, which gives us access to a few areas where we can find some items, one of which is here in the Mire area at Checkerboard Cave. As we see ACM checking the shed for 2 more items. And then there's also Graveyard Ledge and south of Haunted Grove as well. And eventually Bombo's Tablet. But hey, what are those? Those are some boots right there. Holy smokes.
These boots are made for running, and that's just what these runners will do.
Alright, so that makes Desert an attractive breadcrumby option, I would say.
It was looking ugly, but now with some boots, it's looking pretty good.
Sure is. Beautiful bomb jump there from zer0rush, by the way. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that bomb jump, if you mess that one up, I think you go down 2 floors, don't you?
You absolutely do, and it does waste a good bit of time. zer0rush also having a little fun there with the bumpers. Sometimes you gotta just let loose. Play in the bumper pool.
And bomb upgrade in the big chest, so that's 1 of 2 desert items. And zer0rush. Trolldorm is not trolling anyone today. Beautiful job by zer0rush as well.
Alright, so map chest did have a small key. It did have to have that. And ACM's going to check this right side. We'll see if he decides to go for the full clear, if there is an item at Landmo, or if he just wants to do it anyways. But there is a compass. So we'll see what this is. If it's a map, we're in trouble. Uh-oh.
That's a map, that's a map, that's a map.
So Landmolus is on the table for an item, but it looks like ACM has decided to check Checkerboard first. A couple other locations have opened up with those boots, like Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb, so that could be another place to investigate.
Yeah, and with the mirror too, you can go check Graveyard Ledge. That's also in the realm of possibility, and if they find the cave, well, you know, we're not going to need Bumper Cave, but theoretically Bumper Cave would be on the table if it had something good.
Absolutely. Little mirror bonk there from ACM.
And it looks like
he's going for Landmo.
All in all, not that much of a time loss, so you know, not a bad idea. And if something does happen to be in Ped and it rears its ugly head, well, he's that much ahead.
Well, I mean, there is an item on Landmolus, so you know that could obviously pay out as well.
That too.
All right, so zer0rush going to be activating that flute. Here we go.
Remember, folks, fly the Swag Duck Airlines.
Only way to fly.
Pretty no frills, though. And here we go. We got an interesting assortment of items for Landmo here, so let's see what we do.
Hammer's certainly going to be the one that does the most damage here, but ACM electing for some sword strats, trying to, I guess, play it a little safer, because, you know, these things still hurt.
Yeah, if you don't catch them the first time, it's really hard to catch back up to them and hit them again. So I don't blame ACM for doing the strat here.
I didn't quite catch what the requirement was before when ACM checked out the Mire area. I'm not sure if he did check, but it is Bombo, so we are going to be on the hunt for another item here. As ACM picks up Ether, which is the requirement for Turtle Rock.
Well, looks like you're going in anyway. Have fun.
Wow, so Land Molus required.
I'm kind of curious to see if zer0rush is going to go for it. I mean, that first disappointing item could lead him to... It could lead him to potentially back out, a small chance of that. So we'll see what happens.
ACM going to another potentially lucrative area of the world. I mean, obviously we can go to Palace of Darkness from this portal, but there is also that Pyramid Catfish Zora play on the table that is available for these players. We could even potentially see some, you know, fake flippers and stuff, since we don't have those flippers yet. But without a bow, we could get gated out of pod very quickly. ACM also using that mirror there to gain quick access to these items that he hasn't seen yet.
With a little bit of luck on his side too, he may be able to pick up a bottle with some kind of goo in it to maybe do the potion skip there in pod.
Yeah, what's interesting is we actually don't have a bottle yet, so, you know, like, Sick Kid is still on the table, and that bottle glitch is unavailable for pod, so this could be a really quick dip, and we know Eastern Palace will have a sword for him, which is pretty good. I mean, that's what he needs to beat the game, but it's not going to actually, you know, progress him in any form at the moment.
And Zero not dissuaded. He is going to go fight Land Molus himself.
You're here, it's an item. Don't blame him. And certainly going to pay off.
Yeah, it's always a weird feeling when you do have to dip into those pendant dungeons, especially if you feel like you don't have to. Well, there's a book.
That is very interesting. But that is the end of ACM's excursion in pod. But that might be a required book to go and, you know, get something out of one of the tablets, which we have access to both.
Yeah, ACM's gonna have that access in not just a minute or two here, because he's gonna get the sword upgrade from the chest here after the stealth host room.
Exactly, and it also does give us the ability to read that pedestal, so maybe we'll see that from either of these players if they end up... I imagine zer0rush may have pod on his mind soon, but we'll see where he goes from here.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have to see how useful it is. And Zero having the Master Sword already, so it's going to make the fight a little bit quicker for him, as we're seeing.
Yeah, he's doing a great job getting these spin attacks in, because that'll do tempered sword damage, and then getting some slashes in. Cleans them up, gets the ether, probably feels pretty good about it. Grabs that blue pendant.
Yeah, I know. I definitely would too, especially where there's two medallion dungeons in play. So that's a good find. I don't remember if he did check it. I believe.
Yes,
Zero.
He did check it. He did,
okay, yeah,
he definitely did.
And our Master Sword for ACM, so we'll be able to check those tablets.
Would be really funny if one of those tablets has a bow.
Oh, I know, right? Or like something crazy. Or even Ice Rod, because we know they're gonna need it too.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice to have peace of mind about the ice rod. Yeah, we're still missing so many items right now. Things
Yeah.
like these plays are not plays that these players want to be making, but these are plays that these players have to be making right now in order to try to get some sort of advantage or to get some sort of progression even.
Yeah, that's the tough about rando. What you want to do and what the rando wants you to do are completely at odds, and whatever the rando wants you to do, that one wins every time.
All right, so ACM is done with his excursion in Eastern and Pod. In the meantime, zer0rush is heading to King's Tomb, finding the red boomerang there.
Yeah, not the find you want, unfortunately.
Absolutely not. ACM about to grab that himself, and we'll probably see the Bonk Rocks as well.
Big red disappointment.
We may also see a Lumberjack check from ACM as he does this, because he did not check it earlier, but now that he has everything he needs to actually complete Aghanim's Tower, he may go peek at it.
And the rocks have all been bonked, and Zero is going to check an Ice Rod Cave and going to be sorely disappointed himself.
Well, he got something pointed, not disappointed from this check.
I'm pretty sure the single arrow is the randomizer's version of an obscene gesture, so I think he's going to be pretty angry about it.
Fair enough. Ooh, I saw something interesting there from zer0rush. Looks like he's set up a walk-on-water glitch here, so I'm excited to see this. He's going to be dashing over the water here with...
I haven't seen this glitch yet. That is amazing.
This is really nice traversal through this area to be able to get through here. If you dash near a hole somewhere, like Mini Moldorm or Ice Rod Cave are good examples of that, then you can set up this glitch.
Well, it looks like Hobo loved it, but hearts aren't what they're looking for.
ACM's going to put that book to good use, pressing that advantage that he has of finding that in the first chest of Pod. This could be huge.
Drumroll, please. Bombo's medallion, huge. It is. We'll be able to get into Mire now.
Is this even randomized?
Yeah, that's the kind of troll thing you expect out of Randomizer. It's like the place that you're gonna not look for the particular item because everything's randomized is in its vanilla location. That's not where you want to see it. And Zero getting the Riot Shield and another item that I totally missed.
It was the magic powder. So we have access to the magic bat right now. Uh-oh! zer0rush bonking into the wall there, barely being able to get out of there.
Oh, lucky maneuver.
Fortunately, nothing on the ledge, so that's good news for him. But ACM did pick up the first bottle of the game in the south of Grove location, so putting that mirror to good use.
Oh yeah, be able to check Sick Kid, and it's also handy if you need a little goo or not. Everyone needs a little goo every once in a while.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, oh my god! Sora with the red cane! ACM might take that and go to Pod and get through, like go back to Pod. That could be an interesting decision.
Yeah, I think that was Phantom Ryu in a Zora costume today.
What? There's a bow on the pyramid! What is happening? We're just finding items left and right everywhere.
And the generous aunt showed up and is giving lots of gifts for Christmas.
All right, ACM is actually on an incredible path here because he is going to be able to check Graveyard Ledge here and probably head to... Oh, but he can't get back across to get to Catfish, so this is an interesting one-way trip for him.
Yeah, and I know I'm gonna get to see Graveyard Ledge for the first time. I didn't catch what was in it, but I'm still excited anyway.
I don't think it's been checked.
Oh, really? Oh, Big Red. The amount of Big Red we're seeing a nice wad of ABC gum going on here, so... Whew.
zer0rush now gonna check Catfish, so we'll get the check from him, and I think ACM, now with all the tools he needs to complete Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace, is probably just gonna knock this out.
Yeah, you can clear 2 dungeons in one go. I mean, hey, why not? It's really good routing knowledge. And then if he wants to, we can just go up and check Catfish after. So that's, we still got some solid routing here.
Definitely a good routing option. But something in pod could lead ACM astray. So we'll see how this plays out, because that Red Cane could be a really tough location for ACM to go back to, especially if flippers are locked behind Red Cane. You know, it may not make the Zora play very appetizing.
No, not at all. But I think I think the way ACM has been routing, I could see him going to Catfish and then mirroring back to check it anyway. So I'm not leaving it out of the table quite yet.
Absolutely, and we got zer0rush also heading to Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace. Makes a lot of sense. You just got a bow. You know, you got to get going. So
gotta go fast.
Yeah, gotta go fast too with these boots. Put them to good use. Now, what's interesting here is we have advantages on both sides. ACM has that Bombos medallion, which is really interesting. And that opens up Misery Mire. But zer0rush has the Red Cane, which lets you finish Misery Mire. Gotta get both of those pieces of the puzzle to actually get it done.
Oh, indeed. And I think the seed is working out exactly what we were all hoping for, too. This has been kind of crazy, kind of having to work for it, but also kind of getting that go, too. I mean, so far, I couldn't ask for a better seed.
Yeah, this is really fascinating.
And if you're
a little bit of bottleneck kind of in the middle, but certainly an amazing seed. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, if y'all are fascinated as I am, please follow the runners. They are amazing. They're doing awesome. And I haven't seen a more thrilling match in a while. Follow them, please. And they are not far behind each other either. Man, if I wasn't sitting on the floor right now, I would be at the edge of my seat already.
Well, this is where, you know, the lucrative section of pod is, so this is where we're going to see a lot of the items and see if we get any progression here.
And ACM not opting for the bomb jump right there at the collapsing bridge. I've seen him do it before, but I think he's skipping out on it this time.
Well, you really want to make sure you do that when you get the big key.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, there's the flippers. Okay. Well, that may make Zora certainly a lot more of a priority for these guys. And ACM could even go into Ice Palace with that Bombos medallion. Might even be required.
I am getting the hype of 1,000 hype caves right now for this.
Well, I mean, we had a reasonably hype cave this time. It wasn't as hype as it is. I mean, that Thieves Town was certainly, like, the most hype. And I guess
these are doing pretty good.
This East Dark World is pretty hype, too, with Bow. It's just the east side of the world. We got, like, Bow, Red Cane, Flippers, a sword upgrade. Some good times over here in East Dark World and Light World.
Right is right and left is wrong right now in this seed. And a little love, a whole bunch of love from the big chest there.
Most certainly. All right, so now we have some interesting choices on our hands. Because yes, those flippers do open up Ice Palace, but they also open up Swamp Palace, which has, as we mentioned earlier, basically 7 items, thanks to the green pendant there. And we have the ability to full clear it.
It's lucrative. If it were me personally, where Ice Rod, I believe, is a crystal, I would probably end up doing that first just to get the crystals out of the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree 100% that Ice Palace is a fantastic play right now. And we may even see ACM decide to do that and then do all of the flippers locked locations afterwards. So that could be his time to grab the item from Zora, which, I mean, he desperately needs that red cane if he wants to keep making progress.
Yeah, if it wasn't such a tight match, I probably would be lulled into the siren sound of temptation of Swamp Palace, but gotta keep the head in the game. Remember that crystals are the best progression of all.
zer0rush, you know, taking good use of that red cane that he has over ACM. Saving a little bit of time.
Beautiful arrow clear on the mimics.
Alright, so King Helmasaur, we gotta get 17 hammer hits, and then it should just be 1 silver arrow to the dome. That's likely the strategy that these guys will employ.
I call it the Go-Go 13 strategy. 1 shot, 1 kill.
See, and then ACM goes and does a flawless Helmasaur kill without the silver arrows, using some hammer strats and a nice spin at the end.
What the heck? A little showboating never hurts. And now we have ACM with 3 crystals and a pendant now. So we still got 4 more crystals to go, but God, I'm excited like they're about to go into Ganon's tower neck and neck right now. This is a great match.
Yeah, and we're really just looking for those rods. Where are the fire rod and the ice rod? In theory, they could both be in Turtle Rock, but that's pretty unlikely.
Not to mention that would just be pretty rude.
I agree with that. And if you're a fan of the pedestal, what you're looking for is that ice rod on the pedestal, because that fire rod cannot be there. We have Skullwoods as a pendant.
But ice rod still very well could.
Absolutely. Now, I do not believe there is an item on Armos Knights, so this is purely just to get a crystal here.
Yeah, I know. I got 1 item marked down on my own little pen and paper tracker, but I wasn't following the rest because I got too excited. And ACM getting blocked by a long line of steel balls. Rude.
But this should be a real quick fight. We got silver arrows. It's just six shots and they're down.
Oh, silver arrows makes everything nice and easy. Especially we're going to be seeing Mire with them, so we're going to get to see Clear Eyes.
Absolutely.
Go so fast, you can't help but say wow.
Alright, I'm really interested to see where ACM goes from here. If he just jumps right into Ice Palace, or if he decides to check, you know, Hobo and the Zora area and stuff like that.
Well, we're going toward Ice Palace, so I think that's a thing. Will he check other things? Other things first, yes.
Okay, so he is going to get that red cane before Ice Palace, and that can even help out in Ice Palace, too. Or we might see him head over to Misery Mire, because he has everything he needs to clear that dungeon.
I say, why the heck not? And Zero making quick work of that, and nothing funny about that riot shield for the enemies there. ACM is they're all really well equipped now.
Oh yeah, these guys are probably not too worried. I mean, another sword upgrade would be nice, but it's not anything they need to complete the game. They really just want to find, you know, those rods. And I'm sure zer0rush is desperately wanting to find that Bombos medallion as ACM picks up the red cane from Zora here.
You mean Phantom Ryu in a Zora costume?
Oh man,
I need to ask him about that after the match.
Just dresses up as every single item location. Like I guess he would be a chest, treasure chest, or a NPC or something.
Only if it has Cane of Sumeria in it. And we're getting our sick kid check now.
Well, we're getting some fetch quests here.
And organ donation from Sick Kid. I don't think he needs that piece of heart.
Only 20 rupees from Magic Bat. ACM's gonna route that in here as well. But zer0rush has not picked up the bottle at south of Haunted Grove, so it does not have that just yet. Ooh, okay. So zer0rush is heading to this 4 portal, which does put him very close to that Bombos tablet, and does put him close to that south of Haunted Grove, so we'll probably get his bottle, which is a nice safety, but isn't required, we know now.
But could he...
Will that push him to Mire? Or Ice, potentially.
Or will he duck into... really not resist the temptation and duck into Swamp?
Ooh, that's true. He's right here at Swamp. He's probably going to try to check these locations before he makes that dip, so he, you know, he knows if he wants to commit, but ACM knows he has everything he needs to beat Misery Mire. There's 2 items in here. Let's see how it goes.
If the surrounding area of Mire's any indication, I have a feeling it's going to go swimmingly.
Loving it. All right, so here we go. Bombos tablet, zer0rush. Gonna be grabbing that. I think he's not even gonna spend a second thinking about Swamp. He's gonna go straight for Mire as well. So we got quite the race here. This is a really, really close game.
This race are sick in a good way.
Quick sick kid check. Fair enough.
And key so far for Mire.
Man, these guys are just neck and neck right now. But Mire may still not necessarily be the answer, but these guys are starting to run out of options too. Like, they've done most of the overworld.
Yeah, if you get everything you need to get in and clear it out, it's still a very lucrative option.
Definitely. I think these guys are just gonna do back-to-back dungeons here. It makes a lot of sense to just do Mire. Hope you can find a fire rod to make Ice Palace a little bit quicker, otherwise you're stuck in that Bombos animation every single time.
Yeah, that's disappointing. And without the half magic, too, it's going to take up a lot more magic. At least you don't need the Fire Rod to beat the second form of Cold Stare, so that's a good thing.
All right,
And
so yeah, go ahead.
as the ACM, I think he just scooted right through without checking the right side. Will he check that on the way back, I wonder?
Well, he found the big key at the compass chest and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go straight to Vitreous. I've seen ACM make this play before, and it's an interesting one because if there's an item at Vitreous, you know, you can have peace of mind. Maybe it's something with progression, maybe it's a fire rod or whatever. So he has skipped the vanilla big key chest and the right side of Misery Mire at this point. So that is an interesting gamble that may or may not pay off.
Yeah, we'll have to say. I don't know if we've seen any of the items yet either. So that's that is interesting.
Certainly a risk, and we might see him go right back in. So, I mean, this might just be how he wants to route, and you know, if Vitreous does have an item, then once you find that second item, you're done. You're just out of there. So it could save him some time in the long run.
And speaking of done, there's Clear Eyes. I'd say keep your eyes peeled, but ain't any eyes left now.
And it does indeed have a piece of heart there, so he just needs to find that final item, and then he's out of there. Or maybe he'll just gamble that it's nothing is here.
You still need the rod, so I see him going back in.
I suspect he will, and look, there he goes, so gonna be looking for that other item. I mean, once you get done with this Mire 2 room, you can just go right up to the big chest if you want, but you have to flip the switch to get to the chest next to the big chest, so it's gonna take a little bit of time away from ACM, but it's not too bad.
If anything, it just tightens up the race for us and makes it even more exciting.
Now, zer0rush did commit to the vanilla big key chest, and it did not have an item in it, so if ACM decides to skip it, he will be saving some time, but it looks like he's heading there right now.
And we're gonna see that big key now on zer0rush's side. What is this? What is this?
That's a fire rod right there. That is some value in Misery Mire, giving us some progression into Turtle Rock. We can go for the dream here and just hope that it's the ice rod is in Turtle Rock. I mean, we can full clear Ice Palace, which I'm sure these guys probably gonna do next. Or we can go to the back of Skull Woods if we want. And now that has opened up the dreaded pedestal, but we do have the ability to check that if we really want.
Oh goodness, yes, and you know, you never know if we're gonna find that one last item that's in the back of Skull Woods there too that we couldn't get earlier. Maybe that's there.
Exactly. It's always a tough spot when you're looking for that ice rod, because it can literally just be anywhere, and this is where thorough routing comes into play. If you've, you know, checked everything along the way and stuff, you can just have peace of mind. I just need to do these few things, and then I'm out of here. ACM picks up that fire rod. He's off. zer0rush almost at the Vitreous fight. We'll see how fast this goes for him, but it'll probably be pretty quick. Don't blink.
I know I won't, but Vitreous can't.
We won't be able to soon.
Won't be able to blink ever again.
ACM going straight into Ice Palace makes a lot of sense. Question is, how thorough do you want to be? How much of a gamble do you want to take? And basically, you know, from his play style, I think he's going to be as thorough as possible.
Yeah, because it's that one spot that you don't check is the one that's going to have the ice rod. That's happened to so many runners in the past and will happen to so many runners again. So, it's good to be thorough with that darn thing.
Agree 100%. Gonna bust out that hook shot for these pen gators. Such a nice thing to do. zer0rush has something else in mind. I think he's gonna go complete Skull Woods and maybe give us a pedestal check. This is interesting.
Oh, this is just getting better and better. Just when you think it doesn't get any better, whoo, does it slap you in the face and says, hey, wake up. We're getting better.
This could be enormous for zer0rush.
I'm now hype with the hype of 1,500 hype caves.
And this could save zer0rush a full clear on Ice Palace. If he does find the Ice Rod here in Skull Woods, or if he knows it's on the pedestal, he can just go mode Ice Palace and then focus on those pendant dungeons.
Oh my land, I am stoked.
Now, I imagine he's probably feeling a little bit behind because he found that Bombos medallion a little bit late. He went into Thieves Town a bit late. But these guys have been pretty even kind of the whole time. The seed has just made them go to all sorts of crazy places.
That was a beautiful Pengator strat that I have not seen before that ACM did. Nicely done.
Yeah, those bomb strats are really, really cool to see. So Mothula does have our final item here in Skull Woods. Gonna have to do a full clear on this dungeon. You see him literally clearing the room of those jellies before moving on. So
those red barries, when they turn into beeries, they're annoying. I don't blame him for clearing that one. And Moth playing nice and generally staying down a bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was kind of hugging the left side there for a little bit. zer0rush wasn't able to get some hits in, but finally takes Moth down. Only 20 rupees as the reward, but hey, there's a red pendant. Maybe that'll come into play.
Yeah, because now zer0rush has 2 pendants, so if Ice Rod does happen to be on pedestal, he's only 1 pendant dungeon away from being able to get that Ice Rod, so that's not as bad as things could be as far as ped stuff goes.
Well, I think we're about to find out. So here we go. zer0rush is going to take that book to the pedestal, and what do we got?
No! Sorry, Fred. Ped is dead.
All right, just a full heart container. Gonna have to make some progress here. It looks like zer0rush is heading to Ice Palace now. See if he decides to make any gambles based on his decision there, because that Skull Woods play was completely a waste of time at this point.
Yeah, and when you're going against ACM, you know that any waste of time is gonna drag you further and further behind. So you're gonna expect ACM's pretty ahead at this point.
But ACM not having any luck with Ice Rod here. Still looking for that last item in Ice Palace, so looks like it's on Cold Stare.
That's rough, but the nice bomb jump there in the room that he just went back into was a pretty nice bit of routing in Ice Palace.
Oh, I guess we still haven't checked this big chest. So, just a 5-arrow upgrade.
So nothing much there, but we're going to get another crystal here in just a moment. Zero's really not all that far behind, so they're just a couple of hairy things in other dungeons away from one catching up with the other.
Yeah, and this is the time where you have to make a split decision. Like, you have to figure out which dungeon you want to go into to make progress here. I don't think we have much overworld left. We just have Ether Tablet, maybe, available to us right now. But you gotta pick, you know, Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, or do you just jump into Turtle Rock and pray that Ice Rod is somewhere in there, or Mimic Cave?
Yeah, that's a tough call because Swamp has a potential of 7 items with that green crystal, and Turtle Rock having 5 plus Mimic Cave. There's really a lot to be said about either of those options.
Or you find the Ice Rod on Cold Stare, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Acmlm is in go mode.
I think that Ice Rod was just being charged up in Ice Palace. Hello, Mr. Gomo. zer0rush will be in it shortly. I am now filled with the hype of 2,000 hype caves. My god, this is incredible.
Holy smoke, so just Turtle Rock to go for ACM, and then he can just jump right into Ganon's Tower. This is the dream. I mean, you just get to immediately get going.
I am almost in good tears at this point. This is fantastic. I'm like totally fanboying over this match.
So ACM has a very clear advantage here. He is significantly ahead right now by a good half a dungeon.
There's still a lot of stuff that could hold things up, but with both of these runners here, it's gonna be definitely tight. It's very neck and neck. I still feel like it's neck and neck still if anything happens.
Well, we do have some gambles that we can make in Ganon's Tower, and that can make up the difference immediately. They can absolutely make up the difference depending on how these runners route through Ganon's Tower. So we'll see.
And Turtle Rock be nice and open. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, what you want to see here is a big key and a bunch of small keys. Then you can just get going.
Yeah, why deal with laser bridge if you don't have to? I mean you do have the mirror shield, so you don't have to worry about the lasers so much, but you know, why do it if you don't have to do it?
Yeah, the only comfort item these guys could really find right now is a sword upgrade, because having tempered is a pretty significant difference from Master Sword. But
yeah,
we may find that in G Tower as well.
Yeah, I expect both of them not really want to check more than they have to. ACM finding a little key and a big key right after the spike rollers there, so gonna be rushing right through here.
Yeah, if he finds a small key here and in the Chain Chomp's chest, he's gonna be in amazing shape.
Oh man, yeah, if that's how Rando is gonna roll, then that would absolutely be fantastic.
Looks like he did not find a key here, so gonna take that fire rod, knock out these pokies. Certainly a good strategy when you're on Master Sword. They don't die in effectively one spin.
Yeah, and with the way those Hokuboku, they they throw the segments at you, and there's our key.
Yeah, but we do have to get one off the pokey coming up. Oh, zer0rush in a tight spot right now. Oof.
I think he still has some red goo. Might want to make use of it.
Whew. Oh boy.
Oh.
Watch that fight out. Holy smokes, and gets the Ice Rod as his prize. Gonna be in go mode now, heading up to Turtle Rock. Probably pretty happy about it.
I think that's the only time a human being would ever sweat in Ice Palace right there.
I think so. I mean, you do use the fire rod a lot, so like maybe. But I don't know.
I'm not personally going to go through that in real life, so I don't want to ever find out.
You don't want to cuddle up with some cotton candy?
Going to Cold Stare Creamery. Eh, why not? And
Hey.
a second bottle.
That's nice. In case we get low on magic. So we still have not found half magic. That's just a nice safety to have.
It'll help in the Ganon fight if they don't find the half magic. But, you know, they could find it in GT, so, you know, who knows?
And there's that key that we needed there in the roller room, so don't need to check Laser Bridge at all. So that is really convenient.
And not to mention relieving. I mean, why go out of the way like that if you don't have to? Like I said earlier, you know.
Yeah, and I don't expect any of these guys to be searching for a sword on Laser Bridge. They are very comfortable with Master Sword. It's all they need to beat the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't need it. Don't. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
All right, zer0rush about to enter Turtle Rock now. ACM almost at the end here. Head by nearly a full Turtle Rock. But again, Ganon's tower gambles can make up the difference.
Oh yeah, we still got Moldorm 2 to worry about, aka I call him Moldezuma. We still got Acmlm 2. We still got Ganon himself. Still lots of things to put a damper on things, so we'll see what happens.
ACM with some pretty solid execution on this hammer Trinexx. The hammer will do more damage than the Master Sword slashes, so it's definitely worthwhile. But now the ice head's getting away from him. He has to watch out.
Yeah, I always have trouble with those heads getting away from me personally. With those hammer strats, it's totally the really difficult thing.
Getting kind of trapped against the wall was actually a really nice thing that Trinexx did for ACM, because the knockback from the hammer is pretty substantial, and so if you could just get knocked into the wall, then you don't really have to worry about that knockback.
And with Trinexx done, oh, we know what time it is now, don't we?
That's right, it's time to go into G Tower, Ganon's Tower. So we're gonna play our fun Ganon's Tower guessing game. You want to tell the folks how it works?
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there are 22 different locations that the big key could be in Ganon's Tower. Get your guesses in now if you are a subscriber to any of the speed gaming channels, or if you donate 250 bits. Guessing correctly will get you leaderboard points. All other runners-up will receive a voucher to Swamp Palace Spa. Without the Moon Pearl, you will feel like a whole new you.
And limited time only, you get a green pendant to visit Sahasrahla.
Oh yeah, that's a nice bonus. Yeah, get him in on that. So where do you think it's going to be, Alu?
I'm going to go with chest number 7, lucky number 7. How about you?
I usually like to guess number 8. With the 2 spinning fireball room in traditional routing. So now we are in. We're about to check the first chest, so hopefully y'all got your guesses in. Well, there's our tempered sword.
Interestingly, zer0rush checked the vanilla big key chest, so he lost a key on the deal there. Maybe hunting for a sword upgrade, which we know one of them is nestled conveniently right at the beginning of Ganon's Tower.
That's kind of rough there, especially where you're feeling behind, you don't get it. Every little bit counts when you're going up against ACM, as I've said before, so.
Let's chest number 5 right there. 6 has a small key. Number 7 has the big key. Lucky number 7.
Boy,
All
did
right.
you guess it. So let's see who got it. I'll give you a voucher anyway, Alu. Have a good time.
Oh, thanks. I've been meaning to catch up with my boy Sahasrarlo.
And yeah, we're going to be seeing some super quick mimic rooms, some gauntlets I'm feeling. So it looks like Nora Rose was the first one to correctly guess 7. Congratulations!
Alright, so up the tower we go. We'll see how ACM's gauntlet goes, but we're also going to get something interesting here from zer0rush, which is a laser bridge check. He's got that mirror shield, so it shouldn't be a real problem here, but he does have to find a key.
Yeah, and the farther down you go, the more fun it is. Oh, there we go.
You're already here, you might as well go for it all. And there's the bloomerang.
Go big or go home, right? And
Man,
ACM making
go
quick
ahead.
work of it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is just amazing to see. I mean, I think we're both floored right now with how great his execution has been in this gauntlet.
Yeah, that is not an easy place. And was that air pulls from ACM, or was that just regular pulls?
Ooh, zer0rush trying to go for some backdoor strats here on Trinexx. It's actually working out pretty well for him. The first hit was a little rough, but he recovered pretty well.
Not a bad idea, too, especially... Whoa! Nice dodge there.
It's a really fast ice head. Really nicely done with Master Sword.
Yeah, he's cleaning up Trinexx pretty quickly. I think even quicker than ACM, so that's a small little bit of catch-up there.
Yeah, but ACM is nearly at the top of the tower, and with that sword upgrade in hand, I don't suspect he is going to check any of the chests here. Might see a quick refill off the magic powder and refill the magic, but that's it.
Yeah, that's right. ACM only has 10 hearts. I wouldn't blame him if he did. I mean, it's really not that out of the way, so... But I think ACM would be comfortable with 10 hearts no matter what, so...
Yep, and there he goes. Quick refill. Checks the chest here, finds a compass.
And here we go. Will Moldezuma get his revenge, folks?
Apparently
Revenge!
so! Ouch. That's a shame.
Yeah, it was such a clean fight, it does not surprise me with Moldezuma getting his revenge there on ACM.
Alright, and there we go. Just a quick dash and a spin. Takes out Moldorm 2, and there is a bomb upgrade in that Moldorm 2 chest. Nice. Gonna need that.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say Wayo.
Wayo.
Thank you, Alu. Nobody has done that for me.
Oh, zer0rush is actually going to the right side of Ganon's tower, so it's going to cost him even more time here, unfortunately.
To be honest, I don't blame Zero for making that play at all, though. I mean, that's a definite... I feel like I'm behind play, so I cannot fault him on it.
And it's a fairly common strategy these days, is if you find a small key on that side, you just keep going.
ACM making incredibly quick work of Aga 2. The trigonometry has worked out soundly.
He almost got that triple in the first phase.
Oh, and there's all the bottles. That's where they're at. Right side was bottling it all up. I see how it is.
Nice. Alright, so here we go. Ganon fight. Should be fairly trivial for ACM, but we'll see.
Ganon text
this
making
goes.
complete sense right there. Ganon should be afraid of ACM and zer0rush. I know I would be.
Yeah, me too. Really nice first couple phases. Only took a little bit of damage there at the end of phase 2. We're almost there. We got silvers.
Yeah, Ganon's not going to be lasting very long here.
Looks like zer0rush did manage to find that big key early in that Stalfos room, so he's able to grab that pretty quickly and is heading up the tower. But here we are in the final stage of Ganon.
Ooh, Ganon pulling a sneaky little disappearing act there on ACM.
And there's the double to finish it off.
And boy, oh boy, what a great match that was there. ACM picking up the win here. But the thing that has to be said with that is this is still best of 3, and this was just game 1. We still have the next match coming right up. So zer0rush has another opportunity to grab at a victory here.
Yeah, what an incredible way to start off this match. Just such a wacky seed with item locations all over the place. Like that book in the first chest of pod being required. You know, like all sorts of crazy stuff, but and you know, Zora being required, and the pyramid having the bow, Thieves Town being so lucrative. But ACM right out of the gate is going to take this away with an official time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 49 seconds. So congratulations to ACM for that fantastic win. The execution on both of these players has just been amazing to see.
And we continue to see it was zer0rush just making short work of Lamola's 2 there. And very, very sound Cane of Samaria strats. I always say it every time. This room using the Cane of Samaria, that is not an easy room. A lot of people can make that look easy, but boy, is it not. At least I haven't been able to pull it off quite yet.
Yeah, you have to place the block in the right location, and you have to activate the cane properly and everything. So I mean, it's a little bit of a timing game, but I mean, you can pick it up reasonably quickly if you put some time into it, like these guys have.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're not comfortable with it, and don't mind wasting a little bit of time, Ether Medallion is pretty much your sure bet.
Yeah, and Ether doesn't take too long to activate, but that's a nice little backup.
And zer0rush saying screw it on the health pickups and going from Moldorm to himself. Oh, we try to see an attempted hover.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I've only seen the hover once out of all my comms so far, and after the match, it was actually with ACM taking on Fricker in the Swiss. And oh, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous.
Wow.
zer0rush.
Incredible hover there from zer0rush.
I want to marry it. I was gonna say, like, both of the hovers that I've seen have been on ACM matches now, and both times I have wanted to marry the hovers. So, yeah, I think I'm in love.
Fair enough.
Get that ice rod cool me down, will you?
You just gotta go to the creamery again.
No objection, there's some good ice cream there.
All right, I think that was a triple-double there from zer0rush, so very nicely done.
Yeah, zer0rush, even with not having won this particular race, is still going to come away with a very respectable time.
Yeah, being like 5-6 minutes off, considering he also did Skull Woods, check the pedestal, and a couple other things, I think, before really getting to ACM. But I think ACM's routing kind of put him ahead. He also found the items he needed quicker. Like, he went over to Pod, he found that book, he managed to get Bombos, which was really gating zer0rush for so long.
Oh, and that hammer and hookshot in Thieves Town. Holy crap, man. Seriously.
Yeah. That was a big deal. I think that might have been what tipped the scales for ACM early on. But I mean, it kind of equalized out. That was what was so fascinating about this seed, is zer0rush had the advantage with the red cane and was able to save time in a couple places using it. And I mean, it was just a really great race.
It filled me with a hype of 2,500 good hype caves. So that I'm still feeling the hype from it. I love it.
Ooh, nice double there from zer0rush. Could get another double here. Almost falls off, but he's in good shape, and Ganon has been taken down.
Big Pig has been banned into bacon. zer0rush finishes up. And probably a better time to say it now anyway. You're not going to have to wait for Game 2 because it's coming right up. And boy, if you liked what you saw here, I mean, just follow them into the next match. Follow them on their Twitches, of course, but follow them into the next match. And
yeah, definitely stay tuned, guys, because we got some hype commentary coming up for Game 2 as well, and that should start fairly shortly. I don't believe we're going to be doing an interview with these players, but we're going to just go straight into the next match very soon.
Yeah, there's that, and I think JP and CDV are going to be taking our places for match 2, so that's going to be pretty sweet in and of itself. CD was actually the first person I commed with, so it's pretty cool that he's going to be able to jump in right after me.
That is fantastic. So, I mean, one of the fascinating things to think about as we get to this Game 2 is, when there's a best of 3 situation, you can play a little bit differently from game to game. Like, you can play your same game. Like, ACM seems to be very consistent and thorough throughout, but you can take some gambles. Your game up. You can do some wacky things. Or zer0rush could try to do that to get ahead of ACM. So be on the lookout for some of those fun gambles that we might see.
Oh, it's never over until the Fat Fairy sings. So I haven't said it. I didn't say it all match here, but boy, especially in this part of the tournament, it just rings true. Because if I didn't have to go to bed pretty soon, I'd keep my eyes peeled.
Should be pretty amazing. But I believe we will close off things here and, give time for you guys to maybe take a break, stretch your legs, get a snack, and then come back right here, because we're going to get this party started very shortly. So thank you so much for joining me for commentary, Rick. This has been quite the journey. This has been fun, but it's not over. It's not over. I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
No, as it is said, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and we've taken the single step, and we're going to be seeing a whole bunch more incredible action with zer0rush and ACM, and I believe there is another match going on at the same time too. So yeah, you definitely get you're definitely getting your fill tonight. So yeah, it's been great so far.
Awesome, and a big shout out to Yoinker's wife behind the scenes, managing the tracker for us. Wouldn't be able to actually know what's going on without them, so really appreciate their help. And with that, I will give the final word to Rick. thanks for joining me once again. And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, definitely, and can't go without thanking the Speed Gaming. You can thank them too by following 1 through 6, and also definitely follow ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 6, I believe it is now. And also heavy shout out to Yoinker's wife for doing the awesome tracking. And as always, chat, we're nothing without you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for always making it hype for us. We would not be here without you, and it's always a great time with you. Thank you so much. And I've been Rick. I am out of here. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your evening, and keep your eyes peeled for round 2. Kick it. Keep it going. Keep the rando love going. Kicking off.